Hello guys, welcome to the next session of developing e-commerce application from scratch using Angular and Spring Boot. In the last session we discussed on how we can implement a pagination in a Spring Boot. So for a home page, like if you just see, we are implementing the pagination for a home page. So what it means is, so previously what we were doing is on the home page we were just listing all the products, like whatever number of products that we have in the database. So all the products were we were listing on the home page. So as of now we have the less number of products, so that is the reason it was working perfectly fine. But let's suppose if we have 1000 or 1000 products in the database, so in that case, like fetching the 1000 products in a one shot and showing it on a home page, it's not a good idea. So that is the reason we are implementing a pagination. So in the last session we implemented pagination at the back end. So I will just show you quickly, because I'll just request you to watch the last session, because today's session will be the extended session of the last session. But meanwhile I'll just show you like what we did yesterday and what we have to use in today's session. So like previously we were using this get all products API to fetch all the products. So as of now, the one thing that we have added is we have added this page number. So page number, the default value will be the 0 for this page number. So initial value we are setting it to the 0. Then if I just go to the service, like product service, so in this product service what we have is we are just using the pageable interface. So over here what we have to do is we have to just use page request.off, and then we have to pass the page number. So page number will be the, initially it will be the 0, and after that, like whenever we want to load the next products, then we have to increase the page number. So initially it will be the 0, next time we have to set it to the 1, and for after that we have to set it to the 2. So on we have to increase the value of page number. Then this is the size. So size, it might be vary, it might be vary from application to application. As of now, initially I'm just setting it to the 10. So if you want, you can just change it to the some other number. So as of now, if I just go to the home page and if I just refresh the home page, so what it is doing is it is just initially fetching the 10 products. So how it is fetching the 10 products? So because we have used a size of 10 over here, so that is the reason it is just fetching the 10 products. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make it as a 12, so that it will look a bit good. As of now it is loading only 10, but in a one row we have 4. So what I'm thinking is I'm just thinking it to the make it 12, so that 3 rows will be fetched in a one shot. So let me just change the value to the 12, and now let me just save the change and let me restart the application. Let's see what happens exactly, and then we will move on to the Angular side. So my application is restarted, and now let me just refresh this, and if you just see, like on a home page, now we are currently fetching the 12 products on a home page in a one shot. Now the next thing that we want is we want to show the one button over here, like below of this row of this product row, so that we will just like whenever user will click on that button, we will fetch next 12 products. So we will fetch the next page. So this is how we are going to implement it. So I was basically thinking to like use the on scroll. So whenever user will scroll down and whenever user will reach to the end, then we will automatically fetch the next 12 products. But I think from the, like as a start, we can just go ahead with the simple thing, and then whenever we will implement all the basic functionalities present in a application, then what we will just do is we will try to enhance or make it more advanced in terms of all these kind of functionalities. So that is the reason as of now I'm just going to keep it as simple as possible. So now to add the button, let me just come back to the VS Code, and over here let me just go to the home page, and home page home.component.html. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add one button. So after this mat grid list, I'm just going to add one division, and as of now I'm just going to use only a normal button. Let's see what happens first. So button type is equals to button, and I'll just use the text as load more, something like this, and let me just save it. Let's see what happens now on the UI. And if I just show you, then in the load more like button we are able to see, but we don't have any styles and anything as of now. So let's try to apply some styles. So as of now, let me just apply one class, that is text center. So text center is basically a bootstrap class, and that is this is the class that we are going to apply. It will take button to the center. So let me just see how it looks like. So yes, it is now at the center. The next thing that we are going to do is we are just going to use Angular material button styles. So I'm just going to use okay, so I'm just going to use these matte raised button. So if I just click on the view code, then you will be able to see like there are different number of styles present. So what I'm interested is, I'm just interested in these raised button, and in the color I'm just going to choose this worn color. So let me see the code for it. So if I just go to the raised button, yes, so matte raised button and color is equals to worn. So this is the code that we have to copy. And if you just don't know like how to use Angular material, you can check out my session by clicking over here. But I think if you are following my series, you must be implemented the Angular material in your project. Now let me just save this change. Let's see what happens. Yes, button is looking perfectly fine. Now what we want is, we just want some margin from the top and some margin from the bottom as well. So let me just apply first margin from the top, MT5, and let's see how it looks like. So yes, it is looking perfectly fine. And then MT5 is again basically a class from the bootstrap. So MT means margin top, and 5 is a value, and 5 is the max value that you can provide. Similarly for margin bottom, let me just apply MB5, something like this. So MB5 it is not applying, so I'm not sure why it is not applying, but let me just try to do one thing. Let me just try to apply some margin bottom, and let me just apply 50 pixel. Let's see what happens. I'm not sure what will happen exactly, because it is at the bottom only, so that is the reason. Okay, so for this what we can do, the bottom margin is not getting applied. So one thing that we can just do is, we can just apply one division over here, and then we can just apply one class, and we can just give it as a MT-5, something like this. And now still it is not giving us, so let me just try to apply some text over there, like lorem ipsum. So lorem ipsum is basically a dummy text. Now let's see what happens. So yes, now it is giving. So what I'm just going to do is, I'm just going to remove it, like I'm just going to remove this text because I don't want this text. And okay, so as of now it is giving us like load more button at the end only. And let me just try one more thing. Let me just try to apply a padding. Let's see whether it works or not. So like let me just apply padding bottom, and not here, but at the upper division here only, and padding bottom will be the, let's suppose 100 pixel, something like this. Okay, now yes, it is looking perfectly fine. So now whenever user will click on this button, we will just load the next 12 products. So as of now what I was thinking is, like currently we have the view details button and the color is red, and for load more button is also color is red. So let me just try to apply some different color. Let's see what are the different choices that we have. I think we can try with the primary over here. So let's see how it looks like. So let me just use primary like this, and yes, I think it is looking quite good, and it is matching to our theme as well. So now load more button is done. So we want to implement the click event on this button. So whenever user will click on this, we will like as I said, we will just load the next 12 products. But before that, one thing that we have to make sure is, what we are going to do is, if I just go to the postman, So this is how we have to use our API that we have implemented in the last session. So if I just show you, like we have to send http localhost colon 9090 slash get all products, and there is one query parameter that we have to send, and query parameter is page number is equals to 1. So as of now over here I was using 1, but initially it will be the 0, and whenever it will be the 0, it will fetch the initial 12 products. After that we will make it to the 1, then it will fetch next 12 products. So page number we have to increase, but the thing that we have to notice here is page number initial value is a 0. So that is the reason we have to send that value, initial value 0, from our UI as well. I have, for the safer side, I have applied to the backend as well, but I think we can just take that 0 value from UI also. So now let me just go to the VS Code, and now let me just go to the TS file, and over here let me just declare one variable. So currently I'm in the home.component.ts file, and let me just use one variable that is called as a page number is equals to 0, and let me just give a data type as well. So give me the data type as a number, something like this, and then this page number I'm just going to send it as a parameter to our get all products. So get all products basically function that we are calling from our ng on init. So over here what I'm going to do is, like, this dot product service, and inside a product service we have one API that is called as a get all products. So get all products, like http colon localhost 9090 slash get all products, and after that we have to give a question mark, and then we have to give this page number is equals to 1. So as of now I'm just copying it from the Postman, and now let me just remove the value 1 at the end, and let me just apply one variable. So let me just take it as a parameter, and let me just give it as a page number, something like this, and whatever value I will receive for the page number, that value I will append for my API, something like this. And now in our home component TS file we are getting the error, because now our get all products function is expecting one parameter. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pass my variable over here. So this dot page number, something like this, and now it is working perfectly fine. So now over here also, what we are getting is, we are just getting, I think we are getting the error, but I think we can just restart the application. Let's see what happens, and if still I'm facing the error, then we will just fix it. So npm run start, something like this, and let me just wait till my application is compiled successfully. But till now let me just check whether do I have any error in our navigation bar. Okay, so what it is doing is expected one argument, show product details, okay, in a show product details we are just using the same API, and that is the reason it is just giving us the issue. So let me just go to the show product details. So let me just go to the show product details and TS file of it, and over here, yes, it is giving the error. So as of now I am not interested in the show product details. That is the reason I'm just going to give value as a 0 over there. I'm just going to hard code the value. So same logic that we will apply for the home page, the same logic is also apply for we need to apply the same logic for our show product details component.ts as well. So you can try from your end, by watching this session we will see how we can use it for the home page. Similarly you can just try it for the show product detail page. Otherwise in an upcoming session we will just cover it. Now let me just close this, and our application is compiled successfully, and let me just refresh it, and yes, it is looking perfectly fine. Then now the next thing that we have to do is we have to just go to the home component.html file. On the button we have to use click event. So let me just use click event and load more products. After the click, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to call the load more product function. As of now we haven't created this load more product function, so let me just copy the function name. Let me just come back to the TS file, and then let me just create public load more product. as a function, something like this. And in a load more product, what we will just do is, whenever this function will get called, we will just use this dot page number is equals to this dot page number plus 1. We will just increase the value of page number by 1, and then what we will just do is we will call this get all products function. So what we have to do is we have to just use this dot get all products, something like this. Now over here, let me just save these changes and let's see what happens. And if I just go to the home page, then yes, we have the first 12 products. So we have the first 12 products. So last product is product 11, and very first product is painting combo 1. So now let me just click on the load more, and if I just go at the above, now we are able to see the product 11, and then we are at the end we are able to see the product 28. So over here, like, we are just now getting the next 12 or next 11 products, I guess, because we have next 11 product only, we don't have the next 12 products. That is the reason whatever available number of products we have, that those products we are getting. But if you just see, like, our old list got vanished. So whatever old products that I was having on my home page, that got vanished, it got flushed, and new data is arrived on the home page. But we don't want like that. We want, what we want is, like, our old products should also be available on the home page, and we just want to add on in, like, whatever the old list we were looking into, we just want to add on into that old list. So this is how we want, right? But over here currently it is not happening, something like that. So now the reason over here is, if I just go to the get all products, and if I just go to the line number 36, what we are just doing is we are just applying response directly to our product details. So product details is basically one array, and whatever response that we are receiving, that response we are directly applying to the, like, directly just assigning it to the product details. But we don't want to assign it directly. Instead, what we want is, we just want to copy all the items which are there in the response, and then those items we have to push it into our existing list, which is our product list. So what I mean over here is, over here if I just show you, the response is basically of type product array. That is the reason what we can just do is we can just use a for each method on top of it. So response dot for each, then let's suppose p, and then arrow function. Then what we have to do is we just have to use this dot product details dot push, and then we have to just push our p inside our like existing like product details array. So in this way what will happen, our old list will also remain, like old list will also be there, and the next 12 products, whatever number of products we will fetch, those products will get added to our existing list. It will not clear our existing data, it will keep our existing data and will just add on the new products. Now let me just comment out this particular line, or maybe we can just directly remove it because we don't want that line over here. And now let me just save the changes and let me just refresh it, and yes, we are able to see the 12 products. Now let me just click on the load more, so we are able to see the next 12 products. So I think as of now we have only 11 products left back. That is the reason like we are not able to show our we are not able to see our 12th product. But the next thing is, like, as of now, because we don't have more products to load, right, but still the button is visible, right? Because if I just click on the load more button, it is not loading the more products, because now all the products, number of products that were present in our database, that are finished. So we have loaded all the products on the home page. So we don't want this load more product button on our home page, right? So once our products are finished, then we don't want this particular button. So we can just quickly see how we can do this. So over here what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take one flag. So let me just use is load or maybe show load button is equals to, and initial value will be the false of this button. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use ngIf inside my HTML. So inside my HTML, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use star ngIf, and I'm just going to apply my variable. So if that variable is true, then and only then we are just going to show this particular button. So now if I just click on the save, and if I just go back to the home page, and as of now that button is, again we are not able to see that button because as of now the flag is false, set to the flag is set to the false. So now when we want to make it true, when we want to make this flag true, so if I just come to the get all products, inside my subscribe we are getting the response. So what we will just do is we will just check the length of that response. So if response dot length, and if that length equal to 12, then and only then we will just make it, we will just make this dot show load button is equals to true. Because if it is if the length is to the length of the response is 12, that means we are we have few more products to load, and we are just going to show that button. So once let's suppose if we receive only 10 products, that means all the products are already loaded on a home page. So that is the reason we just want to make it as a false. So let me just use else is equals to false, something like this. And now let me save all the changes, and it should work as expected. If I just go to the home page, as of now obviously load more product button is visible because the size of response that we received, it was 12, and that is the reason load more product is visible. If I just click on it again, so now if you just see, we just received only 11 products. So one product is not there, we received only 11 products. So when we received 11 product, that means we have already loaded all the products on the home page, and that is the reason we just want to make our button disable or maybe hidden. So that is the reason we are just using it as we are just setting that flag as a false. So this is how we can use pagination in our Angular side as well. And if I just try to go over it, if I just try to iterate the list, we have all the products on our home page right now. So if I just refresh it, then as of now we are able to see only 12 products. If I just click on load more, then we are able to see the next number of products that whatever we have. So if I just having the 12 products, it will just show me the 12 products over there. So I think this is how we can implement pagination in our Angular side. One more thing that I just wanted to highlight is, let's suppose whatever response that we are receiving is a 12, but that response, number of products, for example, if I just add one more product over there, let me just try to add P33, and product description will be the lorem ipsum, something like this. And let me just apply one image as well. So let me just apply one image, and let me just add that product. And if I just come to the home page, now if I just scroll down and if I just click on the load more, then it is loading the next 12 products. But as of now, we don't have any more products to load, but still that load more product is visible. But if I just click on it, then it is getting vanished. So number of products, we don't have any more products to receive, that is the reason it is getting vanished. So I hope you are getting my point, what I'm trying to say over here. It is working as expected, and this is how we can implement it. If you still have any questions, let me know into a comment section, and I will try my best to help you out in that case. And I hope you enjoyed this session, and I'll see you in the next session.